Hey there tech fans, Rick here again with another review, and today I have the Orei UHD EXB350EAU-K HDMI extension kit with full ARC and eARC support. This product makes it incredibly easy for you to share all of your HDMI media content with a second remote location up to 100 meters away in full 4K ultra high definition resolution over a single Cat6a or Cat7 LAN cable. The product also provides local loopback functionality at the primary site that allows you to enjoy the content here while you're simultaneously sharing it with the remote location. It also provides a 1 gig LAN extension, a USB extension, audio extraction capabilities. It also provides a set of infrared blasters that allow you to collect up the remote control signals at your second location and pass those back over the same LAN cable to the primary location so you can remotely control the content you're watching. Now, as part of this overview, I'd like to start with an unboxing just to show you everything that's included with the kit, and that way you'll understand exactly what you get if you buy the product. And then I'll take a closer look at the transmitter and the receiver modules, I'll explain the connections and indicators, and then I'll come back one more time and remind you of a few things that I really like about this HDMI extension kit that you can use to compare it to other products you may be considering. So let's get started with the unboxing. When you first open up the box, you'll find the transmitter module and the receiver module. This product uses power over cable technology, so you'll only find one 24 volt, 1 amp power supply in the unit. You'll plug this into the wall. The other end has a barrel connection on it, and you can plug that into the transmitter or the receiver. And because of that power over cable technology, the power for the other module is sent across that same LAN cable, so it greatly simplifies your wiring. You'll also find a set of infrared blasters. The larger one is at the remote site. The smaller one is at the primary site. You'll find sticky pads where you can attach those to your media equipment. There's also a set of brackets included that you can use to mount these modules up off the ground and out of the way. You'll find two RS-232 connection blocks. You can also transfer RS-232 control signals between the locations, and these make it easier to connect up to the modules. Finally, you'll find a warranty card and a full instruction manual that explains everything you'll ever need to know about this particular product, including connection diagrams, specifications, and other really important details. So always read through the manual so you get the best value out of the product. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'll take a closer look at both modules, and then I'll come back and point out a few things that really separate this HDMI extender kit from a lot of other products on the market. Inside the kit, you'll find a transmitter module and the receiver module, and both of these feature full metal enclosures which make them incredibly durable. On the top of both modules, as well as along the side and on the bottom, you'll find ventilation slots, and those are designed to let any heat that develops during operation escape and keep the electronics inside at a very comfortable temperature. You'll also find 4 rubber feet on the bottom of both modules that help to protect the surface you set it down on, as well as mounting holes that can be used with the included bracketing kit to mount these modules up off the ground and out of the way. Now I'll start with the transmitter module. On the front left, you'll find a power indicator. The minute you add power to the module, it starts an internal power on self-test where it's checking the electronics just to make sure everything's working okay. Once it passes that test, it'll light that LED letting you know the module's ready to use. The next light is the link light. When you make a LAN connection between these two modules, that connection will be checked by the modules, and once it's been verified, the link light will come on, letting you know you have a solid connection between your two locations. To the right of that is a video indicator. When you connect the transmitter up to a media device and start sharing content with the remote location, the video light will come on, letting you know it's transferring that content. So under normal operation, the power light, link light, and video light should all be on. The next two indicators let you know which version of audio you're currently using, the ARC or SPDIF optical, and you can tap this button to choose which of those two you'd rather use. To the right of that is an in and out, left and right, and that determines whether the audio is embedded or de-embedded, and that's explained in the manual. The next switch over is the HDMI output control, and you have two choices there. You can put it in loop out mode or audio only mode. If it's in loop out mode, you can connect the monitor up to the transmitter and enjoy the content here that you're sharing with the remote location. If you're in audio only mode, this allows you to pass an ARC signal along to a soundbar at the primary location for audio. To the right of that are two full-sized USB-A ports and a connection for a computer. These can be used if you decide to transfer USB signals between the two locations, and this helps you decide whether you're going to be a host or a device, and each of the modules can act as either a host or a device. So you can set that one way if you're going to use this as the host, or if you're going to use it as a device, set it the other way. In one case, you'll use these to connect the keyboard and mouse. In the other case, you'll use this one to connect it to your computer, and again, this is fully explained in the manual. Finally, to the right is a service port. It's a micro USB port, and that's used for pushing new versions of firmware to the module if needed, if changes are made later on. On the rear of the modules where you'll make all your connections, starting on the left, you'll find a DC input port. That's used with the included power supply. Now, because the system uses power over cable technology, you can plug that power supply in here at the transmitter or at the remote location, and all the power for the other module is sent over the LAN cable. To the right of that is a LAN port. That connects to your local area network here at the transmitter location and allows you to share that connection up to 1 gig with the remote location. To the right of that is another LAN port. This is used for the connection between the two modules. You'll plug one end of that Cat6A or Cat7 cable in here and the other end into the yellow one on the receiver. To the right of that is a full-sized HDMI port labeled HDMI in. That connects to whatever media device you'd like to share the content from with your remote location. So DVD player, game console, computer. This is also eARC and ARC compatible. To the right of that is an HDMI output port. If you set this module in loopback mode, you can connect this to a local monitor and enjoy this content here as you share it with the second location. To the right of that is a left and right analog in and out port, and again, that's determined by the embedded or de-embedded audio. To the right of that is an SPDIF output. That's a digital output port you can connect to a soundbar. To the right of that are 2 infrared blaster port connections. In the case of the transmitter, you'll plug the smaller of the infrared blasters into the infrared out. And then finally, to the right of that is an RS-232 connection block. You can share RS-232 control signals between the modules, and you can use the green connection block that's included with the kit to make that connection easier. Now the receiver has very similar connections. Again, you find ventilation slots on the top, the sides and the bottom, 4 rubber feet, mounting holes for the brackets. On the front of the module, you'll find the power indicator on the left, same function as on the transmitter, the link indicator, the video indicator. Here again, you've got a choice between ARC and SPDIF output with a selector button. You've got a device host connection selection right there. These have to be set different, so if you set the transmitter as device, set this one up as host. Typically the transmitter's host, and this would be device. 2 full-sized USB-A connections. Typically at the remote location, there's a keyboard and mouse plugged in here. This isn't used at the remote location typically. You have a service port again to push firmware if needed to the unit. On the rear, another power port connector right there. If you've connected the power supply to the transmitter, you can disregard this, or you can plug it in here and not plug anything in the transmitter. This is the secondary LAN connection. You can connect a computer up here and share that 1 gig LAN connection from the primary location. This is where the other end of the connecting cable between the modules plugs in. HDMI output port, again ARC and eARC. Standard HDMI connection to a local monitor to enjoy your content. Left and right analog audio connection, SPDIF in connection here, 2 more infrared blaster ports. In this case at the receiver, you'll plug the larger one into the infrared in, and then finally the RS-232 connection block on the right if you decide to share those RS-232 signals. And that's pretty much it for both modules. I hope that closer look was helpful. Now here are a few really important things to keep in mind when you're comparing the Orei UHD EXB350EAU-K HDMI extension kit with other products you may be considering. The first thing is the distance between the two modules. This product fully supports 100 meters between the primary and secondary locations, which is an incredibly long distance away. A lot of other kits on the market really reduce that distance to maybe 50 meters or even 25 meters. The next thing to consider is the resolution the product can support. This product fully supports a 4K ultra high definition media stream, which means you're going to get amazing quality video at that remote location. The connection is also important. This product can connect between the two modules with a Cat6A or a Cat7 cable, which gives you a lot of flexibility in your inner location wiring. Another important feature is the local loopback functionality at the primary site, which allows you to continue to enjoy the content here while you're simultaneously broadcasting it to your remote location. And that's important because other systems that don't provide that local loopback really limits you as far as what you can enjoy here while you're broadcasting it. So if you don't have that local loopback, you can't watch the content here that you're sending to the remote location, which means you essentially either watch it here or watch it over here. The audio extraction capabilities are powerful as well because that'll digitally strip the audio component from the media stream being shared and allow you to pass that along through both a digital and analog connection to a home stereo or a soundbar for better quality audio. This kit also extends a 1 gig internet connection to your remote location, so you can connect up a laptop and use your internet at that remote location. It also can act as both a host and a system on both ends, which means you can transfer USB connection signals between these two locations. So for example, you could connect a computer up here and a keyboard and mouse at your remote location and remotely control that computer. Finally, the inclusion of the infrared blaster kit allows the system to collect up the remote control signals from that secondary location and pass those back over that same LAN connection to the primary location so you can remotely control the content you're watching. The system also uses power over cable technology, which means a single power supply is all you'll need to operate the entire solution, which greatly simplifies your wiring. Everything you need to get started is included with the kit, and with a few simple connections you can be up and running in no time. So hopefully you found this review helpful. I've enjoyed doing it, and until next time, stay nerdy.